what's your position on reparations and HR 40? And if you're in favor of reparations, what needs to be done to push this idea forward?
We need to get rid of some of the Republicans that are there so we can push the idea forward. I mean, California, I think, is going to set a model. Mm-hmm. California had an HR 40 version, and they now have a committee on reparations. And then I think Bruce Beach is a perfect example. Bruce Beach, land that was stolen from a black family here. And so that was land that was stolen. And so, it's now being given back to that family. I actually think that there's a bunch of examples of reparations going on around the country.
Yeah, Illinois has an example, right?
Yeah, and several of the colleges, the Ivy League colleges that made their money off of enslaved folks are now looking for ways, to give back. So unfortunately, yes, I support HR 40, but unfortunately, HR 40 is not going to get to the president's desk because it will never get through the Senate. But, right now, 2 years ago, we were talking about systemic racism with George Floyd, and people were beginning to look at institutional racism. For people like me who fought for these issues for a long time, it was thrilling to see now this become a part of popular vocabulary. Right. But the minute we started talking about it, the minute people started questioning U.S. history and like the monuments and things like that, then they created, critical race theory and invented that, which is basically a way of saying that we do not want to tell the truth about U.S. history. Right. We're worried about white children being injured emotionally. Right. What about the emotional injury of your people didn't even exist and contributed nothing to this country? Yeah. How about that emotional injury?
Yeah, I just the idea that they are removing things like the narrative of Frederick Douglass out of schools right now. That's very scary to me.
Well, that goes back to when you were making the Nazi comparison, which is essentially fascism. And one of the ways fascism expresses itself is the suppression of information. The only thing they haven't done is set books on fire.
That's right. But
they've banned them.
And I feel like if we look hard enough, we could probably find examples of book burning happening right now.
Yes,
that's how it feels.
True.
What we done started, look at what we done started. This the people party, when opportunity knocking, then young nigga move that door, whoa. Get your foot stuck in it, call me young, go get it. They can't fuck with it, might as well go with it.